Alright, what's going on everyone? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode of Under the Dome. This week we got to see the release of Under the Dome Season 2, Episode 2, which was called Infestation. Alright, good stuff. So after the season premiere for Season 2 of Under the Dome, I was really kind of at a loss. I really didn't know what to say. You guys who saw my review last week, you kind of know that I was kind of questioning the show. I was kind of questioning how the Dome interacts with the characters and that kind of whole want and purposefulness of the Dome and the things that are happening, and it's just pretty weird. So at that point, the show was kind of like, to me, I was like, oh, I don't know how the show's going to sustain itself over the seasons. You know, Season 1 was really good, I felt. Season 2, the premiere, I don't know. I mean, a lot of things happened, you know, and it was exciting to watch, but it was a strange premiere. So this episode following, I was really kind of worried. I was thinking to myself, you know, if this show, you know, if anything more weird or just, you know, not out there, but just anything that I really don't like happens, I'm going to consider maybe not watching the show anymore, maybe dropping it. That said, though, I am glad I gave this week's episode a chance, and I'm glad I've continued with the series all the way through since Season 1 from the beginning, because Under the Dome is a show that sometimes it's got episodes that are really out there, and then other times it has episodes that are really good with just regards to human drama, and it kind of goes back and forth. Some episodes mix that better than others. This episode for me is one I really like because it is more grounded than the premiere. It's more centered. It doesn't have as many of those kind of sci-fi aspects, which I think are good to have. You know, it keeps this from just being a regular drama show in the real world, right? To have those extra things like the Dome and all these different things they've added in there. But I also like to kind of see that human drama element mixed in there, which we got to see a lot of in this week's episode, Infestation. We got to see kind of the whodunit type thing as they're trying to figure out, you know, what happened with Angie. Spoilers, by the way, for anyone who missed the premiere or this episode. And they're kind of finding that it's, you know, it's pretty difficult. You know, they've got some evidence. They've got the girl's footprint. I like to call her the Dome Girl. She doesn't have a name so far as we know. But the girl that hatched out of the egg that Julia saved. So she was there, of course, we know, but she's useless. She's not giving us any information at all. And now it's kind of revealed at the end of this episode, which I thought was pretty interesting, that Junior thinks that he was the one who did it. He thinks he killed her. So, because he found her bracelet under his bed there when he was before he was going to sleep. So I thought that was a pretty interesting development. I did like that quite a bit, because he's, from the beginning, that's totally within character for him to behave that way, because from the beginning of the series he's always been this, you know, weird, creepy, strange kind of character that doesn't really know what's going on. We don't really know what's going on with him. We don't know what he's doing or what direction he's going, or, you know, he's kind of lost. And you know, I felt like this episode was a good episode for him, because it kind of shows us, you know, even though he's making a lot of strides in the right direction, he still doesn't trust himself. He still is kind of confused, and, you know, he may have actually done it himself. Now, in terms of my opinion, I don't think he did it. I don't think they're done with that storyline. I think they're going to have some more twists in there, some more plot turns, and some more things happen with that. Now, this episode concentrated heavily on the death of Angie, because it was, you know, kind of like it was a murder, versus Linda, where it was kind of just a hazard of the Dome, because obviously no one killed her. The Dome did, really, when you think about it. But it was kind of weird that the way almost nobody mentioned Linda aside from Big Jim at Angie's funeral. Nevertheless, though, I did still really like this episode. I like the speech at the end that Dean Norris, Big Jim, gave. I thought it was pretty inspiring for the people that are there. And I really like this new Rebecca character. I think she is really good for kind of providing us with some exposition and kind of leading the story. Now, at the end of this one, she basically says that the infestation is the people. The problem is there's too many people alive under the Dome, and they're going to start running into big time problems, because they're not going to have enough food for them. They're not going to have enough resources to keep everybody alive, to keep everybody going. There's just too many people. So I thought that kind of raised some interesting, questions for what's going to happen later on in the series. How is Big Jim going to change once he realizes this and once he learns that they have too many people? What are they going to do? He's going to be faced with some really hard decisions, and he's pretty much my favorite character in the show that's still surviving. Big Jim is at this point. But Rebecca has become one of my favorites very quickly because I really like to see kind of that style of writing and that style of storytelling where you have things like that you're putting people under extreme circumstances where they have to make impossible choices, and they make you question these types of choices. So I'm kind of excited for the future of the series, and that right there got me really kind of back into the show because I was considering, with all the sci-fi dome stuff, was like starting to lose it, right? But that right there I really did like a lot, because that kind of leads us to the next step, which is that there's too many people, they're going to run out of resources, and now we're getting more into closer to kind of a survival horror territory, which I love very much, with the sci-fi mixed in as well too. But what's going to happen in the future? They're going to have too many people, and it just seems like it's a really nice setup for suspense and for some good action, some good mystery, some good horror. So I'm really excited for that, and thrilling. So it should be a lot of fun. I really like that development. So aside from that, I do miss having Angie in the show. I still feel like it was a mistake that she was killed off. They probably could have gone with just Julia being killed off, or I don't know, they could have gone with a different character, I think, because I did like Angie as a character. Unless maybe it was Junior who did it, then maybe we could get some kind of crazy storyline out of it. But it seems to me like because he thinks he did it, they're going to twist it back and they're going to go with another direction. It's not going to be him. It's going to be the person you least suspect. Maybe it'll be Big Jim, or maybe it'll be, I don't know. Joe did say he saw him, so it couldn't have been him. So who knows? Could it be anybody at this point? I mean, they could even give it to, say, Sam did it or whatever. It's at this point, there's really no way to know for sure who it is. But I personally don't think it was Junior who did it. So I liked all that. I thought that was all really well done and really got me back into the show, especially Rebecca's lines about them having just too many people and not being able to support them all. So that's going to be fun to see how that all works out this season, and probably even going forward. Aside from that, I mean, we got to spend some more time with Barbie and the others. I guess it's cool that he and Big Jim are on the same page now. They're cool with each other. They don't hate each other anymore, and they're kind of helping each other out at this point. You had the whole butterfly infestation storyline where they're eating all their crops too quickly, so people are not going to have enough food. And, I liked all that. I thought that was all good. It's a good start to that kind of, their resources running out and what's going to happen when they get closer to running out completely. So aside from that, I mean, some more new questions. I mean, the Dome Girl, we still don't know what the hell's up with her, what's going on with her. We can see that Julia is trying to protect her in some way, shape, or form, no matter what happens, even when she's arrested and everything. Joe had a little bit of development here where we got to see kind of his response to losing Angie, him being really angry, almost killing the Dome Girl, and then deciding not to in the end, because believing that she didn't do it, which we're inclined to believe since it was a man's handprint on her arm. So I think that's pretty much all I got to say about this week's episode for the most part. I did like it. I thought it was really solid, especially compared to the premiere. I felt like it really got me back into the mode for Under the Dome. The premiere was just a little too crazy for me, a little too many things were happening. They could have taken some of that out and put it in another episode, I think, and just focused and slowed it down a little bit. Might have aided to it because it was just pretty hectic to me. So I'm going to give this episode an 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was really good, and after seeing it, I am looking forward to this season. When I saw the premiere, I wasn't so sure because they killed two of the characters I like the most in the show. But after this episode, I would say, yeah, I am looking forward to the season. And I'm looking forward to kind of, who's going to survive, who's going to die, what's going to happen, how are they going to, address this problem with running out of resources. It's just one problem after another with them. And I really like to see Big Jim as kind of that, that leader of the town. I'm really glad he didn't get killed off at the end of the season because I think he's a great character, best character in the show probably. So let me know what you guys think about all of that. If you like the video review, please thumb it up, like it below. If you want to help support the channel, please share it, favorite it, and that's all I have to say for this week's episode. Pretty great episode. Let me know what you guys think. Write in the comments below, and I'll call it here. That's it for this one, guys. See you for the next one. This is Trev. As always, I'm saying peace.